have now is just a TR6. It's coming just for a service. The catch is you can't open the hood because the cables come loose inside. I'm not sure if the hood's jammed up really tight or not, I don't know. So I've got to open the hood before I can do anything else. It's a common problem, I guess, with TR6s. They're a bit difficult to get at. There's a couple of ways I can do it. I can either take off the front part of the exhaust and then the starter motor, and I can actually get my hand up there almost and grab hold of the catch and pull it, or else I can drill a hole just inside the car and shove a bar up. That's the first way I'm going to go because that's the easiest thing for me to do and also the shortest in time. And getting the exhaust pipes off these things are not always easy. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to drill a hole up, put the bar up, and plonk it across. Then after I've done it, I'll probably make a video on how I do it because it's only going to be a short one. Okay. So on the TR6, I've done all the service stuff. I've checked all the levels and everything else. When I come to check the lights didn't work. They work momentarily, but they're not working. I turn them on, I can't get lights now. I pull the switch out of the dashboard. It's not got the original wires on the back and they're all taped up, so things aren't good. What I found was the wiper motors weren't self-cancelling. One of the other things that I found was the wiper motors weren't self-cancelling. They were just stopping wherever I turned it. Changed that. So I noticed that I took off the wiper motor. I noticed a self-cancelling unit, so I want to change that. While I had it off, I noticed that a lot of the brackets and the rubbers, the mountings, everything else, have all been warmed up somewhat, kind of heated. So once I started looking at it, I looked at the wires, they were all taped up, so naturally being curious, I took the tape off. I found that all the wires have been burnt at one time or another. So what I've done, I found a new clip, or I took a new clip off one of my old harnesses that I saved off an MGB. All the connectors are the same. I checked the wires, all the wires are exactly the same except the red one. This one's red and green, the one on the original Triumph is red and white. I'm not really going to sweat that though. Is it red and white? Yeah, it's red and grey actually. So I'm going to check, that's the only wire that's different. So I'm going to solder this connections into the harness, and that's it. I'm going to fix the wiper motor, and then we're good to go. I know the cable's not stiff, so that was one of my concerns as well. But anyway, I'll fix that, put all of it together, and then I'll start on the lights and the on the switches. I don't know if the switch is going to be okay or not. I think it will, but I think it's mostly the wires on the back. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I have the wiper motor and everything assembled back together again, and my wiper's now self-parked. The switch is somewhat easy. I have to change the switch, but now it self-parks, so that's what I was after. And now my next thing to do is I have to look at the light switch. As you can see, it's not got the regular wires on, it's got replacement wires, and there's an awful lot of tape behind it here that I'm not too keen on. So I know once I take this off, things are going to get even more unpleasant as far as wiring goes, I think. Look at it. Yeah. Yeah, it's just tape everywhere. The connections don't look bad though, I've got to admit, but it says I don't like the wires, so I'm assuming where they're going, that's why the light just isn't working. Anyway, so I'm going to get on with that now. So with the headlight switch now, the headlight switch has got very faulty connectors on it. I can actually waggle it around and get the lights to go on, but what happens when I do get the lights to go on, after a very, very short amount of time, the wire gets really hot. So does the connection, and so does the light switch. The reason being, as I said before, somebody sliced some wires into it. The wires that they put in are too thin. They're on the gauge, they're very small. When you look at the size of the wire, the blue one going back to the headlight dimmer switch here, when you look at the size of that and look at the size of the wire that the people have put in, it's really undersized. So next thing you know, everything starts to get up, which is exactly what it's doing now, and it'll melt the switch. So I do have a new switch in stock which I'm going to put on, but there's no point without replacing this wire because it'll just melt the switch again. So what I have to do now is figure out why these wires were put in the first place. 9 times out of 10 the original problem didn't really warrant replacing the wires, and if they did replace them you should have put the correct size in. It's really disconcerting when switches and wires get overheated because start electrical fire in the back of the dashboard. That's it. You're pretty expensive fix just for the case of using the correct wire. It's quite a common mistake, I suppose. I don't know. See, it's getting now to the point you can't keep your fingers on it. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. That's my next job now. Just replace that. I can't give the guy the car back if he drives it with the lights on. You know, he'll have to buy a fire extinguisher. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. As you can see, this has opened up a whole can of worms. I found the main power wire going from the junction point up on the right hand side in the firewall across the back underneath the dashboard and up to the lights was actually extremely burnt. There was open wires on it and everything. All the wires that the guy replaced, which was 5 or 6 of them, he used the same colour wire, red. Then he stuffed them all into the harness, taped it all up so I couldn't tell which was going where. Anyway, I undid it all and now I'm replacing it. There's some really shoddy wiring work here, so I'm just sorting all that out. So it's a can of worms as usual. I've managed to replace the heavy wire going to the junction point over there. I'm just going to change the one now going for the marker lights or the side lights. And the headlight ones is actually, a headlight one is still the original one. It appears that there was an electrical short in the marker lights and he took out all the wire because of course being Lucas there's no fuse on it. So when I connect it up on the top I'm going to put a fusible link in it. Anyway, so you can see I'm right into it now, that's it. So I'm just going to bash it on and that's it, we'll put it back together. Okay, so I finished the car now. I got all the dashboard back together and the wiring harness sorted out. I ended up putting the new light switch in it and I fixed the park on the wipers, so we're good to go. This is a piece of the wire that I took out that was actually going to the light switch, and this is what it was connected to on the harness, a piece of it. And as you can see, it's not in very good condition. It's the wiring is all exposed on the back, which is a bit disconcerting. If this touched anything underneath the dashboard that was metal, it would start sparking, it would short out, and then inevitably not very nice things would happen. Anyway, I've replaced all that, so we're not in fear of that happening now. What I'm going to do with the wiring, I'm going to, if you go onto my website, we have a section where it's you can subscribe or be a member, and you get extra pages, and the extra pages I'll be putting up stuff that I answer questions on some of the videos and questions that people just write and ask me anyway, and I'll be putting one up on electrical stuff so that it's a bit more easier for you to understand. Anyway, so if you go on my website, click in, subscribe to that, and then you'll get onto a page where it's got the extra information and stuff. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel as we appreciate the support and it does encourage us to make more videos.